Hey, and what is up, everybody? We're going to start tonight off with this cam. That way I can go ahead and set up the newly installed game. Tonight we're going to be playing 60 Seconds as suggested by EGB, who is here tonight. Welcome. And a couple others. So we had a nice vote this week with 80% of everybody before I closed off votes. Calling for this to be the playthrough for tonight. So thank you everybody so very much for your votes. All right. You're always here, EGB, which we love you for that. Okay, I'm going to switch screens and we're going to go ahead and preemptively have a black screen behind me for just one moment. But we'll fix that with bam. Oh, now this is about my art style. All right, so I've seen some gameplay on this, but I've not seen anything too drastic. So like I'm familiar with it, but not like ultra familiar. So we'll see how this goes. Let's see here. So there's not going to be any achievements available. So we're just going to go ahead and I guess click on new game and see how this goes. I seen how like everything can spur like different interactions and endings. All right, so should we start off with the atomic drill so we can get a little bit of a tutorial? Or do we go straight in for the survival challenge or apocalypse? I'm mildly frightened. Double check our audio levels. Yeah, we're doing good. Aha. All right. Atomic drill and tutorial it are. Learn all about how to scavenge and survive in the event of a nuclear apocalypse. This tutorial is 100% approved by the establishment. Although, looked like he had a good haircut. Soup can be stored up to 737 years. Welcome to your atomic scavenge drill. Pay attention and you might... Okay. So... Guess we'll go ahead, go in here. Move to the yellow X. Okay. Yellow X. There might be hope for you. Just keep those legs moving. Move to the next yellow X. Okay, I think we know how to move around. Okay, so there's more where that came from. Find Timmy. Who is Timmy? My son, I'm assuming. It looks like I play. Ooh, was that a Les Paul? All right, you have to be Timmy. I bet you the Reds know it too. What? Family comes first. Grab Timmy. All right, food to keep the shelter stocked. Find the highlighted. Okay, I found it. Soup is an okay. Find the highlighted water bottle and grab it. Man, I am just tearing everything up as I go through this poor house. Where? I did not. Okay, there's a highlighted water bottle. Okay, that's enough water for now. Okay. You drop whatever you're carrying down the hatch before you can pick up more. Okay, cool. Okay, that's dropped on the hatch. When near the hatch, drop all items. Okay. Even little Timmy. All right, so now we're going to need a radio. Here's a radio. I think that's a radio. Okay, I guess not. Would we have one in the bathtub? No. That's only where you find the toasters. I'll stop with my humor now. So that is totally a radio. That was like right there. Okay, that's the radio they want me to take. Collect 5 items and drop them in the shelter. Oop. Okay, we're gonna very quickly grab all of our family. Shotgun, soups, water. Oof. This is actually a little bit more nerve-wracking than you would think. I'm really surprised at this. Welcome to anybody who's joining. Poor Lychee is going to have his nerves torn up tonight. Oh my god, and this handles like I don't know what even to say. This is not very smooth for like the controls and handling. Collect 5 items, drop them into the shelter in time. I'll see you downstairs for survival. Okay. Down we go. We're currently doing the tutorial for 60 seconds Re-Atomized. An atomic adventure awaits. Oh, I should have grabbed the health kit. That was like in that larger bathroom. All right. So we click on this. Day 1, you made it to the shelter. Congratulations, but the drill's not over yet. You'll end up here with whatever and whoever you brought with you. Nothing else. You'll need to make the most of it. The next few days will teach you how to survive down here while the world outside burns. Explore and interact with your surroundings. You can always find out useful things about your shelter and its inhabitants when your survival journal is not open yet or hidden. First things first, we must ration food and water. If you don't, wine and dine yourself and the folks you've brought with you, then you can bet your bottom dollar that, well, none of you ever will see the light of day again. As long as you have food and water available, ration it out and give a person by selecting the picture, or you can take a bottle under their portrait. Or instantly ration out both by clicking the character's image. Of course, you might save your supplies for later, but a normal person can only survive 4 days without water. As for food, the longer you deny your people rations, the weaker they will get. Might eventually get sick. Even if you manage to cure them, it will take you quite a few cans and a lot of time to replenish your strength. There's going to be a lot of options to how I'm going to mess this up, isn't there? I see what you all did when you all chose this. Time to ration supplies. Well, we only have 3 bottles of water. So we're gonna go ahead. Okay, I can give everybody some water the first day. Oh man, we got all the water and soups. Man, we're gonna be good for at least 2 more days. Day 1. Since this is your first day down here, you'll need to get used to your surroundings. Believe me, ventilation hum can drive anyone nuts if you don't occupy yourself with something to do. Get some decent rest and we'll carry on tomorrow night. This is going to be a rough one, isn't it? Alright, day 2. Dude, I already got the stubble. Dolores, Mary Jane, and Timmy. Alright. Good morning, survivalist. Hope you slept well. Bed's comfy enough? No? Well, better get used to it, since you'll be staying here for quite a while. We'll start today's activities with rationing, since you need to do it every day, but after that, we will move on to something else. Got your attention? Good. Now listen. There is a risk that you will run out of supplies eventually. Everything can be useful, but food and water are critical to your survival. If they're gone, you'll be gone sooner than you can say corn dog. So sometimes you will need to send people to the surface to bring in more supplies. You do this by preparing an expedition a day before it actually departs. Be careful though, tired survivors can never be a part of an expedition. Today, we will skip the preparations and jump directly into sending someone brave outside. There's nothing going on with Ted. Nothing new anyway. Mary Jane didn't cause any trouble today, and no trouble dared to cross her path. Life is hard for all of us right now. Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it'll stay that way. Timmy is on his best behavior. How long will it last? Timmy gonna be good. We already know this, y'all. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and give everybody some water, because, you know, the sooner we burn through that, the better. We gotta make sure that we're gonna pay dearly. Alright, sending people out into the wasteland is no walk in the park. Do it too early, or without a gas mask, then you can bet it's a suicide mission for them. Send healthy and well-fed people. Sick, hurt, or crazed people are more likely to perish out there. You can send one person at a time. Let's give it a try. This time you will need to send someone out. But if you ever want to skip a trip to the surface, don't select anyone. You should go outside. Alright. So hear me out. Not that I would ever say that these 2 would be expendable, but I can make more of these 2 with this one, right? That's how this works. I don't know that Timmy is competent. I'm pretty certain I seen him licking a wall when he was standing on his bed with his shoes on. She was playing an instrument. So, worst case scenario, if she goes, just hear me out. If she goes it means we're going to save more rations because they're lying. She's doubling down on rations, and she's probably eating any hidden candy as well. But if she's successful, and she plays an instrument, so she should be competent and capable, that would mean we should be in good shape. Now, unfortunately, thank you so much for agreeing with that. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a gas mask, I don't think. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so day 3. We are back in here. Man, Timmy just likes that book, The Boy Scout. Day 3. This is a drill, so your explorer will come back after a little while. But in the event of a real apocalypse, they might be gone for a couple days. In the meantime, you'll be faced with other problems that'll test you to its limits. I'm talking about making decisions that can break even the best of men's moral spine. I think we're already far past that. We'll see what clay you're made of. But first, ration your food and water. We don't want anyone starving now, do we? Mary Jane went outside, so let's hope she hurries back soon. Ted is fine. Dolores is quite calm given the situation. Timmy is on his best behavior, but how long will it last? In a bunker that nobody can hear you scream, he better behave. Alright, so we're going to give him some water and some food, because you should at least take care of your kids. And that should be enough to get us through at least one more day with the water. So worst case scenario, we can skip a day if she don't come back with water, right? I'm an army man, so I don't know a second thing about imagination, but I'll probably use yours now. Picture this scenario. You come across your kid's hamster, who in some bizarre way found its way to the shelter. The kids are obviously going to love it, and so will you. There's nothing better than food that comes to you on its own. Now it's up to you. Do you cook him? Guys, this is going to save us on so much soup. You know how far you can stretch a hamster in today's economy? Yes. Please tell me they show us cooking the hamster. Or like a little chicken wing from the hamster. Alright, so we still got the scruffle. Why is the wifey looking kind of like a little less like okay? And that fly is starting to irritate me. Day 4, good choice. Everyone had a bite, and fresh meat will not be as easy to come by in the days ahead. Best to take any chance you can get to eat. Believe me, you will find yourself and your family in much more dire circumstance than this, and there won't be a hamster around to save your ass. Ted is fine. Dolores is quite calm given the situation. Despite the dire circumstance and all the trouble we are going through, Timmy is being very brave. That's good. Alright, so Timmy, you are going to eat some food. You're going to eat some food. I'm going to eat some food. We're going to do without some water for a day. Just one day. It'll be okay. You might be faced with decisions that require you to use your equipment. However, sometimes you might find that you don't have the one item that was supposed to save the day. So make sure you scavenge the right supplies before the blast. Keep in mind, every item could be used for something. What do you want to do today? Clean a rifle, listen to radio, or maybe play shadow bunnies using your flashlight? We can't use a flashlight because I didn't grab one. Okay. Portable radio it is. Let's see what we got to say. Dolores came back. She's a little banged and bruised, but we're fine. They keep saying our wife is fine, but why does she keep looking at us like... All right. The radio is critical to establishing communications with the U.S. Army, as well as for listening out to any trouble that might be headed your way. If you get lucky, maybe you'll catch some music too. Good news, everyone. The expedition is back. Sometimes they'll return with extra supplies. Sometimes they won't. Other times they'll come back with a nasty injury or even radiation sickness. Believe me, you don't want to get those. I hear glowing in the dark isn't as fun as it sounds. This time your explorer was hurt, but they will recover after the proper use of first aid kit. You can use one during rationing. Mary Jane was injured. Mary Jane is quite hungry. There's nothing going on with Ted. Nothing new anyways. I'm assuming I'm Ted. If there was anything to report about Dolores, this is where it would have been written. Despite the dire circumstances and all the trouble we are going through, Timmy is being very brave. See, I feel the same way. Like, you could save on a little bit of electricity, probably gas for the generator. It'd be all right. All right, time to ration supplies. So we're going to go ahead and get her healed up. Because I feel like she's going to be helping us out. All right, so I feel like we went a day without water. We need to make sure that people are getting watered. Me and the missus can go without... Oh, we are not going to live for very long, are we? We need at least one alive adult to keep going. If you send your only survivor to the surface, you won't know what's happening in your bunker until they come back, and when they do, your shelter might already belong to someone else. A decent padlock may protect it, but not for long. And when they do, your shelter might already belong to someone else. A decent padlock may protect it, but not for long. This was a busy day. Take your time and get some sleep. If you made it this far, you're doing great. Why do I not feel like I'm doing so great, y'all? And have a chance of getting out of this foxhole, hopefully soon, but don't quote me on that. I feel like there's no reason to quote. Ooh, our shelves are looking barren, and so is the look of misery on our eyes. We've only just sent someone outside, but let's give it another try. The first time you were only asked to pick one unlucky, but one brave volunteer, but this time you will also get a chance to equip your explorer with some useful gear. Feed your troops, and I'll see you at the shelter entrance. Mary Jane is quite hungry. Mary Jane's wounds are all fixed. Ted is really thirsty. Water is all Dolores wants. Nothing new to report on Timmy. Ooh. Okay, so she quite hungry. Soup has some moisture in it, so everybody, we all gonna eat. All right. Anything can be useful outside, and some items even improve scavengers' chances of survival. Notice that you have a suitcase that is handy. With a suitcase, your explorer can carry more. Go ahead, pick something. We're gonna send Timmy out. And we're going to send her out. Okay, that's... I don't feel like he needs to take the rifle with him. I feel like they can take a suitcase. What do you all think? I feel like if I send them out with a gun, there's not going to be anything to preserve the bunker. So as nice as it would be to give them something, maybe it would impact them having something to return back home to? Question mark? We'll give that just a second, because I know I have this set to like low latency, but reality of it is anytime you're streaming, there's just a hint. Take myself off screen for just a moment. All right. Not seeing much in terms of that. So we're just going to go ahead and say, okay. See my less mouths to feed, more soup juice to drink. He's still here, but she's not. Morning, people. You're probably asking yourself one simple question. What's the point of sitting in this atomic shelter? Why don't I just leave? Well, leaving is a death sentence. If the radioactive sickness doesn't kill you, then the giant scorpions will. You can trust me on that. Your one chance is your boys arriving to rescue you. So every good citizen needs to do one thing. Seek contact with the U.S. military and await a rescue. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. Didn't I send her and him out? No, the rescue ain't coming today, but we'll come get you eventually. You'll need to keep your radio operational and be ready to venture into the waste. However, you'll also need to be careful. It might not be only our soldiers out there. There could be bandits or worse, commies. Just imagine what will happen if the Red discover you. So let's agree to the rules for this drill. You only open this door if someone knocks 2 times. Am I clear? 2 knocks. Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm a big boy, so we're good. All right, so we've made it to day 8. She made it back. Ooh, look at that. We got some rounds, more soup, water, and it looks like a gallon of Jesus juice. So worst case scenario, we can heaven skate this. God, that's so bad. I am so sorry. Day 8. You'll need to remember that some days will be very intense. A lot of things will happen that you'll need to be prepared for. That's why any day that gives you a break is a blessing, and you'll need to make sure that you'll make the most of it. Eat, drink, and relax while thinking about all those commie bastards who don't have comfy bunkers like you. That thought always gets me through the day. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. Plus 1 suitcase. We were surprised to find out that the metro station wasn't exactly abandoned. It's inhabited by a group that uses bullets as currency. They were armed, but not overly friendly, but they're no bandits either. They allowed us to take a look around as long as we didn't touch any of their stuff. We wouldn't pass any opportunity to get some more water, so when we found the toilets, we did not hesitate to fill as many bottles as we could with that murky, irradiated liquid. What a treat, +2 water. Near the metro entrance, we discovered a tomato soup vending machine. Of course, we left most of. Welcome back. No, I am on day 8 of the tutorial. And we even gained some additional supplies. Our change in another pair of trousers, but we took whatever we could, +2 soup. The metro station traders took a special liking to our clothing. We were always proud of our dress sense, but in our opinion, during the apocalypse, you never say no to a package of fresh ammunition. Also, you could probably manage just fine without your undergarments, so we quickly came to an agreement. Yo, she traded her underwear for ammunition. The apocalypse has brought about some special breed of people. There was a small maintenance area next to the ticket booths. We were hoping to find a bit of soup, finally wash ourselves. The only thing we could find there was a can of bug spray. Heck yeah, we can get rid of the fly. Ted looks like he's got one foot in the grave. He needs to get a drink right now. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. Dolores will not survive without water any longer. We can't leave Timmy without water for too long. Alright, so we're just gonna... I mean, she went out and got stuff, so that'll be fine, right? As long as you keep your shelter stocked and remain cautious, you should be okay. However, every choice you make may come back to bite you in the ass. Even after a few days or weeks, consider your options carefully. This is a drill, but if the nukes start dropping, it will be a totally different story. Ooh. Day 9. We're still in the tutorial. Like, does it take you all the way through a scenario? Or does it kick you like from like the first day or so into, I'm assuming that's what it does. Day 9. If I were you, I'd check the door. Our extraction team might be coming for you any day now, but be careful. This is a post-apocalyptic scenario and you never know what's coming. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. Ted isn't thirsty anymore. Dolores is no longer thirsty. And Timmy is no longer thirsty, so... That's good. Maybe we can give some food out. Someone's at the door. You could hear several knocks. If you listen closely, you can make out a sequence of 3 knocks. Do you open the door? No, they told us 2 knocks, didn't they? Day 10. We're doing better than I thought. I thought by day 3 we'd be dead. Good call. That wasn't a knock you were waiting for. Caution at all times. Remember that. Be cautious. Apply yourself, and maybe you and your family will be just fine. Or at least most of you. Mary Jane isn't looking very good. She hasn't eaten in a while. Ted is not complaining today. At least not very much. Life is hard for all of us now. But Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it'll stay that way. Timmy seems okay, as much as he can be in our current situation. All right, we have no more food. As you were continuing imaginary sheep in your head, another series of knocks broke your concentration. Someone is really hammering on your door and probably not taking no for an answer. 2 knocks, 2 knocks. The pattern keeps repeating. Do you open the door? Yes, we open that door. That's 2 knocks. That's what we were waiting for, right? Okay. So we made it through that. Good job. You're safe and sound with your brave soldiers. And now we can all have some apple pie. You deserve it. We spent 11 days in our shelter. Day 1, atomic drill begins. Day 8, underground. Day 10, successfully passed the drill. Okay. So it took us 11 days, basically. But we survived. That's pretty cool. All right, so I'm liking this. I'm liking this. But I feel like it's going to get exponentially more interesting as we go. All right. So I'm going to take myself off screen for a moment, but we'll remain present. Let's go to new game. All right, so a challenge. Perfect your post-apocalyptic skills and unlock fancy rewards. These special, challenging adventures, most achievements disabled. That sounds horrible. Scavenge supplies from your house and make sure that Fallout Shelter is well stocked by the end of your run. No survival included. That sounds horrible. Experience a one-of-the-kind post-apocalyptic adventure. Survive in your Fallout Shelter with randomly set. The full atomic experience. Scavenge around your house for supplies and then survive the So I feel like we should definitely be doing the full, like, apocalypse by this point, right? Like, that's what we came here for, to see what the stories are that we can unlock. And so, real quick. All right, so we'll go ahead and click on the apocalypse. And we'll come back in. All right. I think we're going to come in as Ted again. Should we go with Fat Man, like the middle of the run? Stock shelter, some junk. I feel like exploration time makes a lot more sense. Okay. We have spoken, so we're going to go with Fat Man. 2 seconds to explore. Common, average, unwanted visitors, some trouble, often. Going to die, Shrek. All right. Bad smell, toxic frog. Okay, just put on a gas mask. All right, so let's see what we got in here. Nothing. Okay, we got all kinds of soup and waters. That's awesome. So we're going to go ahead and grab as much soup as... Oh yeah, she's bigger, so I can't do that with her. Wife. All right. Definitely need all the food and drink we can get. Oh, this is going to suck. More water. Okay. We got some food. Got some water. Oh my god. Oh man, we are getting some we are definitely getting some achievements. Alright, look at us over here. We even got an axe. We got, oh man, look at how stocked them shelves are though. All of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one, but as long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. We remember hearing the canned soup is healthy for you. We can't remember bringing those supplies down to the shelter, but we're not complaining. We probably should have stocked it better anyways. +1 harmonica. At least we can sing the blues as people start dwindling to nothing, right? Our shelves are full of cans. We can eat from cans. We can sleep on cans. We'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. Plenty of water means we don't have to worry about that part for some time. Heck yeah. So we'll just make sure everybody eats and drinks right off the rip. I feel like that's the safe bet. So playing a game or two might be a good way to revive the mood and take our minds off problems of today and tomorrow. And hey, playing games is good for you, so why not give it a try? Every now and then, okay. We have, I don't think I grabbed any games. Let's play a game of Dodge Harmonica. Okay. I'm hearing the radiation sounds. Day 2. We played I Spy, and it was pretty fun for the first 3 minutes. After that, everyone got bored of the letter W. Ted says there's no need to worry about him. He's okay. Mary Jane isn't worried, or at least she's not saying so out loud. That's good to hear. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it stays this way. Nothing new to report on Timmy. Alright. We're going to feed him and drink him. Should we start preparing for an expedition for tomorrow? I think we should. The earlier on we start, right? The better off we're going to be, I think. It's really weird when you get the feeling that something is watching you. Our shelter is tiny, but this has been bugging us for a while now. We checked all the closets and no one's hiding there. Is there something alive down here besides us? Maybe a rodent of some kind? If so, we need to show it that we are the dominant species in this little paradise of ours. We're already losing it. We're already losing our poor little bunker brains. Day 3. Whatever it was, it's dead now. Quiet dead. Maybe there's more hiding somewhere in one of those nasty little holes. Tess says there's no need to worry about him. Yeah, he's okay. It's always better when things are calm. Luckily, nothing new happened to Mary Jane today. Dolores is quite calm given the situation. Despite the dire circumstances and all the trouble we are going through, Timmy is Being very brave. Okay, so everybody's good. She about to go out, so we need to make sure that that's set up. So we're going to send her out again. Now, at any point, as we enter a day, if somebody feels like we should send somebody else out, please let me know, because the more interactive we make this, the better it is going to be. And I feel like everybody having a say will make this much funner. All right, so we're going to send both of them out. Oh no, we can only send one out. We're going to give her an axe. Maybe she'll be able to chop away at something for us. Find us a little bit of additional foods. All right. Okay, we did some harmonica. Timmy and Dolores just doing what they do. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. She took the axe with her, of course. Ted is fine. And Dolores seems okay so far. And Timmy is surprisingly still doing very well. All right. So that'll save us a little bit of food too with her gone. We keep dreaming about those little things we did back in the day when there weren't as many bombs falling down. Not on our heads anyways. Oh, they drew a little picture of our daughter. Survived 5 days in the fallout shelter was just done, so we just got the prepper achievement. Heck yeah. Day 5. Fond memories are one thing, but we need to be ready for harsh reality that awaits us. This morning has been calm enough for Ted, and he's doing well. Today's been fine for Dolores thus far. Nothing to report on Timmy. Cool. We'll just keep feeding people and drinking people until we'll see, I guess. We might be safe inside the walls, but there are other problems to consider. None of us can sleep properly. We have to deal with this as soon as possible. Otherwise, we might end up falling asleep in the face of real danger, like saucermen from Mars. Dude, they lost their bunker brains. I feel like that's going to be a shirt. That's going to be a bunker brain shirt. Let's see, I'm using my big bunker brain. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we try to get at least an hour or two of sleep. No luck. We're even more tired than we were, and there are other problems we will need to face soon. Let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare raiders away and save us from radiation sickness. Ted is really tired. Dolores is quite calm given the situation. Timmy is good. Well, at least he was 5 minutes ago. He looks all right. You know what? I think we can do a skip day. It's been a while. We don't know much about what's happening on the surface. If only we had a chance to tune into some emergency radio broadcast and learn a thing or two. Yeah, I could play the harmonica. What is this? What did he draw that with? They say ignorance is bliss. Another day without any clue on what's going on might not necessarily kill us. Ted still hasn't recovered his energy. Dolores is fine and well, as much as anyone could be fine and well in this shelter. Timmy is good. Well, at least he was 5 minutes ago. So it's staying about the same for everything. Oh. Okay, so we're going to have to take care of them. Timmy is not doing great. It would be good to talk to him and cheer him up. Yeah, let's cheer up the boy. Is that a telephone ring? Even a word or two may be enough to brighten up someone's mood. Timmy seems to be better now. Ted is still tired. A few days of rest is what he needs. Ted should drink something soon. If there was anything to report about Dolores, this is where it would have been written. Despite the dire circumstances and all the trouble we are going through, Timmy is being very brave. See, no food, no drink, and we could still cheer up our kids' day. That's all you're all getting today. Y'all getting big nothing sandwiches. Day 8. We didn't expect to get a phone call so soon after the atomic bomb drop. Yet, here we are, and we can clearly hear a phone ringing outside. It must be the public phone booth or the other side of the street. Should someone go answer it? We're gonna send Timmy. I feel like he's being so brave. Yeah. This isn't gonna be good for Timmy, is it? Oh, Timmy's here. Dude. What has happened to poor Ted? Ted is falling apart at the seams, y'all. No way. Alright. Day 9. When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something just had gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to us. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover his strength. Ted looks like he has one foot in the grave. He needs to get a drink right now. Dude, old girl needs to get back with some water. Dolores is fine and well, as much as anyone could be in this tiny shelter, and Timmy is good. Well, at least he was 5 minutes ago. So, guys, you're not getting nothing today. Day 9, we could keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker, or we could start thinking about getting away as far as possible from the radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought the Reds would ruin such a lovely neighborhood? We could do it on our own. The escaping part, not the ruining part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. Okay, cool. I will survive. Last 10 days in the fallout shelter. So we're there. We're doing big, good things. If there's one thing we need to do, it's to use a radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcast that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that or it's strolling around outside waiting to get picked up. The first option sounds a bit more sane. Ted looks like he's got one foot in the grave. He needs a drink right now. Dude, Ted, you're not getting it, buddy. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover his strength. Dolores has to drink something. Some water for Timmy would be nice. Guys, we got nothing. We played a game of list the things you hate the most, and our neighbor's name kept coming up for some reason. That reminded us that little weasel had a safe in his living room. We always wondered what was inside. Maybe now's the time to finally find out. But who will do the honors of stealing the possessions of our arch nemesis? She is crossed off the list. We lost our axe and our daughter. No. All right. I feel like Dolores might be our best bet. So yeah. That's all I know to do. Well, our daughter's back. We is not home. anymore. We took the extended weight loss. We marched to Ned's house and found the safe cracked open by the blast. Most of its contents were destroyed, but we still salvaged something out of it. Ned was nowhere to be found. He likely perished in a radioactive agony. All told, it was a good day. Got one gas mask. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. Our need for entertainment took us to the local cinema. A portion of the theater is still standing, including at least one cinema hall. We went in hoping to scavenge something, or at least find some film posters. The only thing left was a ticket booth. Left of the ticket booth was the door with a padlock on it. The security here must have been questionable. Someone forgot to take the key out. So at least we could lock something up. Breaking your leg amongst the ruins is not difficult, and the cinema wasn't helping. If it wasn't for our hawk eyes and cat-like reflexes, the flashlight abandoned in the middle of the movie theater passage could have proven lethal. So we got a flashlight, lost the axe, lost our wonderful Ted, and Mary Jane isn't looking good because she hasn't eaten. Mary Jane is really tired and has contracted an illness. Dolores will not survive without any water any longer. Timmy's in terrible shape. We need to give him water now. We need to prepare an expedition. They have to go out somewhere. We're going to take a shoddy. Day 12. All bombs. Break or use something in your fallout shelter. Oh no. It's not surprising that a few shots were enough to send those cowards running. The question is, what happens if the rifle malfunctions or we use all of our ammo? We do hope it won't come to that. Otherwise, we might need to defend ourselves using knives and forks. Oh, damn it. We spoke too soon. We think the gun is broken. What do we do now? We eat a big shit sandwich. That's what we're going to do now. Mary Jane is still tired. Let's give her some time to recover. Can we spare some water? Mary Jane has been asking about it all day. Mary Jane is starving. We better give her some food today or else Dolores will not survive without any water any longer. Timmy's in terrible shape. We need to give him water now. We gonna die. I said it. All right, let me just click on all this abundance. Behold, our fields are barren. Give her a gas mask. Bam. I don't know what else to do. She gonna die out on the road. Where'd Timmy go? Timmy died too? Day 13. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. Mary Jane is starving. And she's cranky. Oh, and she keeps fainting. The lack of water drove Timmy insane. He opened the shelter door and ran away without looking back. He's not likely to return. Yeah, this is not going to be a good time. Mary Jane was injured on her last expedition. She didn't mention it to us, and we didn't notice it. It wasn't a problem until just now. It seems her injury got infected, and she's in bad shape now. We must help her. Let me jump right on that. This has escalated super quick. Day 14. Mary Jane will be fine. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last time she's sick. She is looking a bit pale today, though. Mary Jane keeps fainting. We really need to find her something to drink fast. Mary Jane is starving. We need We better give her some food today or else. Mary Jane's condition isn't any better today. Mary Jane seems sleepy all the time. She just has no energy for anything. Nobody ever talk about Ted's corpse just like in the middle. I'm sorry, man, but I can't give you nothing. It's not easy to be calm in these circumstances. Hopefully. What is up, Jennifer, and welcome. It is absolutely awesome so far, although I feel mildly like I am horribly failing, but it feels like it might be in the bestest sort of ways. All right, it's not easy to be calm in these circumstances. Hopefully, we will keep our peace, or else we might need to act like wolves. Survival of the fittest and all. Oh no, she's gonna be chewing on my leg bone. I see it in her. She's got that look. Oh no. Okay. No, she. Well, the missus came back and we got water. We got water in soup cans. They can eat the soup cans, right? All right, day 20. We've made it to day 20? No way. It's hard not to worry considering our current situation. Some days we're still struggling to deal with the shelter life, but we can't lose hope. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely, but let's see here. We used to visit our local cinema so often that we could travel there blindfolded. It wasn't that surprising when this was where our feet took us, almost without involving our brains in the process. The cinema had a strict policy of not bringing your own drinks into the movie hall. It seems like somebody broke this rule a little. We found a lot of bottles in the last row of the hall. Some were even full, so we got 2 more waters, so we're good there. Under one of the seats, we found a deck of cards. It must have been a really boring movie if someone felt they needed to bring a game to the screening. So we got some cards now. If Timmy ever comes back, we'll keep his little crazy brain entertained, right? When Mary Jane found out she is not getting a single drop of water, she got furious and stormed out into the wasteland, shouting over her shoulder that we'll regret this, and that she's getting her water one way or the other. We are seriously terrified right now. Dolores has been putting on a brave face, but she must be starving. Dolores is really tired. Well, Dolores, you could have some water, ma'am. We're going to have to launch an expedition if we're going to get Dolores food. Oh no, this is so bad. Peculiar. It seems that the whole shelter has been shaking every couple of minutes, and it feels like it's getting stronger every time this happens. There it comes again, and it's way worse. It's an earthquake. Hold on to something. Well, we better hold on to the gas mask. All right, so we're gonna hold on to that gas mask. Stay in your fallout shelter for 20 days. We made it. Look, that is better than any Ozempic plan that you can get. Day 21. Everyone okay? Let's hope so. We need to make a proper inspection. That was one nasty earthquake. We never used to get such bad ones before. It's all because of the atoms. Definitely the atoms. No one should mess with atoms. No one. Dolores has been putting on a brave face, but she must be starving. Dolores is tired. Can't seem to sleep it off. Dolores, have some water. Water is just soup without any other ingredients. Like, All right. Oh no, I can't send anybody out. She's too starved. We're not going to make it many more days. Oh, Dolores. You getting skinny, ma'am. She's catching up with me. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. Dolores has barely any strength left. If she doesn't eat tonight, she will not last till morning. Here we go. Some water soup. I can't send anybody out. I can't do anything else. Guess how many days we just made it to? Okay, I'm hearing knocking, but it sounded like 3 knocks. Day 23. If there's one thing we need to do, it's to use a radio on a regular basis to catch an emergency broadcast that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that or strolling around outside. Okay, we've read this one before. Dolores has barely any strength left. If she doesn't eat tonight, she's not going to make it to the morning. Dolores needs more time to rest. She seems exhausted. Dolores is pretty fatigued. It's all about Dolores, ain't it? I can't send anybody out, can I? Oh, I can. I can send Dolores out. Maybe that'll sneak force her into, like, coming back, maybe? Question mark? Day 23. We still have yet to acquire a radio, and we haven't assisted anybody in a rescue mission, so hopefully the water soup helps her. If not, oh no. She is just looking worse and worse. Poor Dolores. The young man was assisted by a group of survivors. All around, but really friendly. We found the girl, threw a weapon, and fought off the bandits guarding the exit. Siblings were happy to be reunited, but also very confused. Turns out the bandit leader is actually their father. Crazy small world we live in. Anyway, they were really thankful and promised to contact us again soon. Dolores was barely any strength left. If she doesn't eat tonight, she will not last till morning. They've been saying this for 2 days, y'all. 2 days. Water soup and just sheer determination is going to keep us alive. Dolores. Okay. Dolores complains that she can't get any good night's sleep around here. There you go, ma'am. You have some water soup. I can't send anybody out. Oh, this is going to be all bad. We ain't making it to another day, I don't think. Dolores, you are working wonders, ma'am. She's going to have a Ozempic face just like our character. Dolores has barely any strength left. If she doesn't eat tonight, she will not last till morning. Dude, we are going to give her the all-you-can-eat water soup buffet. Dolores needs more time to rest. She seems exhausted. Okay, water soup it is, ma'am. We are definitely going to have to send her out. Otherwise, we're SOL. Like, let's be honest. All right. A traveling salesman has paid us a visit today. He introduced himself as Willie. Apparently, business can do well even after the end of the world. Offers us 1 can of soup in exchange for cards. So I am definitely going to exchange cards. That'll buy us at least another day. We need the gas mask. If we're going to send her back out, we have to have the gas mask, right? All right, so fair exchange. We're going to make it. Day 26. We made a deal with the salesman and helped him pack. He strode away into the wasteland like he knew exactly where he was going next. Minus one deck of cards, but plus one soup. Dolores has barely any strength left. If she doesn't eat tonight, she will not last till morning. Dolores complains that she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. Okay, cool. We're gonna feed you. And I feel like you've had a lot of water soup. If we're gonna prolong this agony that we're putting poor Dolores through, solo dolo, we're going to have to deprive her of a little water, but she can get some fluids from that soup, right? Look at her, she's getting healthy again. The soup has what good plants and healthy Dolores need, electrolytes. Day 27. Dolores has barely any strength left. If she doesn't eat tonight, she will not last till the morning. Dolores complains that she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. Alright, Dolores, we're going to give you a little bit more water and a little bit more soup. We're also going to plan an expedition. Being safe down here isn't much better than being pulverized out there, but that doesn't mean we don't want to go outside. Maybe we could take a walk soon. The neighborhood is probably much more peaceful since the bombings. Dude. Be like the one time you can actually sit on your porch and not have that one creepy neighbor bothering you. Being safe down here isn't much better than... Okay, we've already read that, yeah. Come on. See what day 28 brings us. It's going to bring us spoils and riches. I hope that's soup on her collar and apron. That's not soup on her collar and apron, is it? But we made it to day 28. We can take care of ourselves. Dolores is rested. Dolores has not eaten for a while. Dolores might be going a little batshit crazy. Okay. Dolores, I'm actually going to not give you water for one more day. This is going to allow us to go past 30 days, right? This is how this is going to work. We're going to give her a gas mask. Yeah, we're going to give her a gas mask. She needs a gas mask out in the radiated world, right? All right, go on with your crazy self. Bring us back something good. Day 33? So we not only made it into the 30s, I feel accomplished. Day 33. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope that she makes it back safe and sound. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely. Who is we? There's no other person down here. Dolores is talking to herself is what this is. We spotted an untouched store with many products inside. Even food, different than tomato soup, a real treat in these post-apocalyptic times. When we were about to reach it, a terrible noise made us stop in our tracks. Something heavy fell straight from the sky, crashing into the store and destroying it completely. After dust settled, we realized we were looking at a spaceship, just like in Timmy's comics. Could it be a saucer? Men from Mars? Then why does it bear an American flag on it? Called Astro Citizen. Could it be infiltration? Crafty little alien buggers? Under a bunch of metal, space junk, we found a tired old teddy bear, some supplies. The bear looked disappointed. We ended up turning him around. We could not handle his judgmental button eyes. I totally feel that. I totally can see not wanting to deal with that. We were tempted to take a bunch of jewelry that was rolling around in the debris, but what would we do with it? Instead, we adopted some things that survived thanks to being stuck in an empty space helmet. Ooh, we got some ammo. for a rifle that's completely broken. Fantastic. Damn it. Our gas mask was damaged during the Dolores has not eaten for a while. Dolores is really tired. Time to ration up supplies. Oh, Dolores, don't you worry, boo-boo. We got you. You are going to eat and you are going to drink today. And we're going to keep sending her out. That's all I know to do. As long as we have food and water, we can stay locked in. But we'll have to leave eventually. It would be good to head straight to safety instead of getting ourselves into more trouble. If that's even possible in this situation. Hope is that our brave soldiers will come to rescue us and take us to some well-hidden, well-stocked governmental shelter. But Timmy had comics about those, so you know they must exist. All we need to do is make contact with the military. How are we going to do that? We have no radio. We have no, like, walkie-talkies. He even got a ham radio. Day 34. If there's one thing we need to do, it's to use a radio on a regular basis. I totally get it, yo. Dolores has not eaten for a while. Dolores complains that she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. Poor Dolores. She about to go crazy. Didn't we just feed Dolores yesterday? We just fed her. We're feeling pretty optimistic about today's expedition. Yeah, except for there's nobody sent on an expedition. Dolores just belched in my face when I tried to send her because she's X'd out. Day 35. Play a harmonica. Okay. Who is... Alright, somebody's in here. They keep graffitiing on our stuff. We literally fed her last night. Dolores is going to keep lying on us. We fed her for the past 2 days. Dolores needs more time to rest. She seems exhausted. Dolores, you're getting one more food and water. And if you don't get your ass out and doing some surviving, we're SOL. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. For just one can of soup, we get the bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. Should we make a deal? Let's be honest, we gonna die if we don't do something, so... We got a cat. Sharkov. We got a Russian cat. So it's going to be wanting some vodka, and it's going to let us know how weak we are. As soon as the door closed behind... Hey, it is... What other kind of cat gonna have a name like Sharkov? Mother Russia, it's no problem. Live life in bunker, very good. In Mother Russia, women, beer is big, thick and frothy, and women are small and hairy like little misses, yes. Day 36. As soon as the door closed behind the trader, the bag started to violently shake, emitting screeching, hellish sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the walls. When the beast finally escaped, it turned out to be an angry house cat. Feline gave us a menacing look and promptly sat down in the corner to clean itself. The collar says Sharkov. Is that its name? Dolores is still tired and can't seem to sleep it off. Dolores is no longer hungry. Dolores now has a kitty cat to eat because they've already eaten a hamster. I feel like she is diversifying her choices of food. That's pretty good, right? All right, we're going to skip a day of food and rations. I feel like that's going to help out with getting us a little bit further, maybe-ish. Maybe. We're feeling pretty optimistic, but no, she ain't wanting to go, so yeah. We've made it to 37. Is that pretty good for like the first time actual playthrough? Okay, we're getting knocks. When we hear a knock on the door, we decide to open it, and our heart rate always goes up a bit. Fortunately, this time it wasn't a bloodthirsty raiders, but the brother and sister that we befriended some time ago. They're quite ambitious. Together with their group, they're trying to construct a few houses and make a small camp. If we have an axe, we could help them with the construction. Man, you know we ain't got no axe. Alright, we can feed her for the day. And we're also going to go ahead. I guess I should hit next on that. We have to be prepared to go do another. The music's got that chill feel to it. Alright, Sharkov. How you doing, buddy? Look at you, you all cute. Poor Mr. Bug must have heard that through my headset. Alright, we also gonna play the harmonica. Sharkov, you gonna do some more graffiti over there for us? We ain't got no kids over here to do it for us now. It's unfortunate, but we don't have any tools and we just can't chop wood with our bare hands. Dude, what kind of game is this? You can chop wood with your bare hands in Minecraft. You can do it in Ark, Conan Exiles. This wood. No matter how determined we are, we had to refuse. Life is hard for us all right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it'll stay this way. Okay, cool. Time to ration supplies. I feel like we need to skip another day. We're going to send her out with some ammunition. Maybe it's something she could find a trade with. One-way ticket. Die in your fallout shelter. No, I still had food. No. Dolores on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. Equipment, some shells. It was supposed to be an easy supply run. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. Dolores never returned. The locked shelter will forever hold its secrets, at least until somebody with a hacksaw and lots of patience comes along. We didn't make it. These are our final words. Our advice to anyone who reads this: obscured handwriting. We held out for 46 days. Day 1, all of us are safe. Day 3, ratatouille. 6, sleepiness. An unexpected call. Day 11, Hollywood. Oh yeah, that's right. We got to go to the movies. Day 12, we stood our ground. Oh. Day 38, afraid of splinters. She wouldn't punch a tree, man. 46 days. 46 days it took us. I am pretty proud of that. I am not going to lie. 7.75 items brought from expeditions. 6.75 soup consumed. Oh, okay, I see. Items brought from expeditions 8. No decisions. Yes, decisions 1. That's pretty decent, I think. That was the first full-time playthrough. All right, do we see if we can beat 46? I feel like that's the way to do it. All right, new game. I'm gonna take myself off cam for just a moment, but I will remain present. And I feel like we are definitely going to want to do none other than another apocalypse. Because I feel like the whole story of things and the things that can randomly happen based upon what you pick up makes a lot of sense. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think, again, we're going to go with poor Ted because he did not get the love he deserved. We're going to go ahead and play through. How bad is Sarbama? Oh, no. All right, so I feel like Fat Man is probably the best call for this. We'll see how this works out. We're going to be very hopeful. All right, so we got soup in there. We got the briefcase. We got him in there. All kinds of water in here. Old girl there. So we're going to start from furthest off. That's perfect. All right, we'll go ahead and grab him. Grab a game. That'll keep their sanity levels high. We'll go ahead and grab a shotgun and first aid, because we definitely need that. We'll grab Hugh. And I think we grab another item. Yeah. Check. We need the radio and the wife. Got a book full of the readings. Where's the radio? Oh no. We ducked for cover. Did we make it to it? Oh no. We are not loving poor Ted at all. Oh no. So we went through all that. Okay, so we got another achievement. That's kind of cool. Okay. What? Okay, so we're going to go ahead. New games. We're going to go to Apocalypse. We're going to give Ted his chance. He deserves it. There's no way I'm going to do that again. All right. All kinds of water in there. All kinds of stuff in here. We know we need the radio. So we're going to go ahead and grab the radio. That's not the radio we needed. Okay, no worries. Run, buddy, run. Okay, we need to go back to the kitchen. Or no, there will work. We got the gun. Gotta grab the wife. Throw that in there. Yeah, the number of times I've stubbed my toe is definitely not a joke. I'm running. We got no water. Yeah, I forgot to say, if you're not in the yellow box in 60 seconds, you die. Oh no. Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, by this point, Ted has spoken like 60 languages. We did get water. And we got things. Weapons, radio. We did so good this time around. All of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're together, we can make it work down here. We remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. We vaguely remember stashing some things in the shelter because there was no room for them upstairs. Alright, so we got a map. That's awesome. Our shelves are full of cans. We can eat from cans. We'll sleep on the cans. We'll even talk to the cans. Some of us are ready to. Awesome. We're going to go ahead and we're going to skip the first day of rationing. Day 1, we thought it'd be a great idea to have some role-playing fun and create our own shelter theater group. We called it the Thunderdome. We spent the rest of the day trying to write the script for a performance. We almost got into a fight over it and decided maybe it would be best to play something simpler. Okay. Already got the stubble again. I like it. We played hide and seek. The longest round we were able to play lasted for around 10 seconds, and that was only because the lights went out for a moment. Ted is fine. There isn't anything new bothering Mary Jane. Dolores is doing quite well, or she just can't find anything to complain about today. And like the good scout he is, Timmy is making the best in the situation. He even seems cheerful. Nice. We're going to go ahead and ready up an expedition. A group of doctors knocked on our door today, requesting some supplies. What would be helpful in refilling their first aid kits? We didn't doubt they were real deal for a second. They did have lab coats and everything. Shall we help them? No. The doctors, they can piss off. We got a family to take care of. We're sending out people for an expedition, and we haven't even fed or given drink to our own family yet. Is he? That's good to know. We're going to be adding Timmy to that list then from now on. What is this scam? They're not even real doctors. No way they're giving these crooks anything. All Ted wishes for is a few drops of water. Getting something to drink for Mary Jane sounds like the right idea. There's one thing we need. It's water for Dolores. Timmy prefers apple juice, but right now, we should get him some water. Don't worry, we're going to give everybody some food and some water. That is the goal for today. All right, so we're going to... EGB done said that Timmy is the GOAT. So, I don't know what we should send Timmy out with, though. I feel like a gas mask is necessary. He's kind of small. He looks like he might have asthma. So, I hope we don't regret this. We'll see. Day 4. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what he'll do if what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Ted is no longer thirsty. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. All right. So we're going to stretch our stuff in like maybe every other day, every couple days. I feel like that's what makes sense at this time. We heard something about supply drops on the radio. This just might be what we need to survive, and it's supposed to happen near our house. Shall we go out and find if it's really happening? Yes. Oh, no. We gave the gas mask to Timmy, and I don't think it's going to let us get some supplies, is it? Day 5. It was a little too dangerous to go out there without any protection, so we decided to stay indoors and listen to the radio. The static is so relaxing. Dad said there's no need to worry about him. He's okay. There isn't anything new bothering Mary Jane, and life is hard for us all right now, but Dolores is good for today. We hope it'll stay this way. Oh, it's definitely going to remain this way, because we had food and drink the day before, so guess what? We going back on that ration diet. Knock on the door isn't something we take lightly these days. So when a man came to our doorstep today offering a highly profitable game of cards, we weren't convinced. Is a bed of 2 soup cans and a card game reasonable choice in our situation? No. We're not doing all that. We need our food. Okay, we got another bit of graffiti going on over here. Gambling is a terrible habit. What kind of example is that to set for the kids? We need supplies, but we're not going to get them like that. We'd sooner rob someone. We set that man away. Good riddance. Yeah. Why get your supplies gambling when you can just get them robbing? Gotta take the moral high ground. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last long. We should get Mary something to drink. And if there's one thing we need, it's water for Dolores. Guys, it's day 3. We are going to make sure everybody on day 3 has stuff. There it goes again. Noises, weird noises all the time. Are they coming from the pipes, walls? Is there something behind the door? We don't know, and it's driving us insane. We should sit down and relax. Otherwise, we might get paranoid. Well, that's right. I didn't grab any games this time around. I tried to, man. I just got blown up. Dude, she gets disheveled quick. I feel like you definitely tell these two are not the most mentally fit. Boredom can really get to you in the shelter. It can lead you to dark places. Trust us. Ted isn't thirsty anymore. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. See? And then guess what? We have got the rule of 3s on our side. So we're just going to go ahead and a group of people dressed in green pajamas knocking on your hatch is not something that we anticipated. Yet this is exactly what happened. Furthermore, they insisted that they are merry men and wish to take from the rich and give to the poor. We're pretty poor, so maybe we can make some new friends? Should we let them in? Dude, they are highwaymen, and they're going to try to take all of our stuffs. I feel like that is the worst thing to do. It's like meeting an accountant at Walmart's wearing pajamas. It's just not where you want to put your assets at. I'm just saying. All right, day 8. We didn't answer for those peculiar calls and kept the door locked. until the noises outside faded away. We were not exactly sure we want those people to come back. They sounded harmless enough, but can harmless people be trusted in these troubled times? They might be worse than those who don't seem harmless at all. Ted says that there's no need to worry about him. He's okay. Mary Jane seems fine today. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Yeah, I'm noticing that. Well, and they've mentioned two of their... Okay, Dolores. If there's anything to report about Dolores, this is where it would have been written. Okay, cool. So we've already hit... This will be the second day. So day 9, we're allowed to eat and drink again. Oh, don't worry. In the current lighting situation, when I go to type, I know home row pretty well, but I use so many different keyboards between work and home that finding home row initially is kind of bad. So usually when I initially start typing, it may or may not look like I had a stroke. Day 8. We stumbled upon a weird signal when changing radio frequencies. We're pretty sure that behind layers of terrible static and screams, we could hear a voice speaking in a foreign language. Oh dear, what if that's the Soviets? We should probably listen to it, but what about the children? I feel like it's a learning lesson. And also, it's a good reason if we get a chance to get that cat again. That way we can use the cat for ransom for more Soviet food. All right, day 9. I am absolutely... Ooh, Timmy is looking rough for the wear, and our mask looks like it's been ripped. No new hieroglyphics on the walls. Heck yeah. Day 9. We were relieved at first when we figured out that it wasn't the Soviets we heard. Turned out it was the Canadians, which isn't that much better. Either way, they're foreigners and we couldn't understand what they were saying. Not a word. How disappointing. Was it the French Canadians or like, because doesn't like 98% of like Canadians speak what we speak? Don't you know? We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. The silent wasteland had at least one resident who managed quite well. It was a proud-looking monkey. We had no idea where it came from. The zoo, maybe? It seemed very friendly. After getting a few pats on the back and playing fetch with it, started following us. At one point during our expedition, the monkey started making weird sounds and digging in front of us with a stick. A quick investigation revealed a few bottles of water. No one even tried to open them. The same couldn't be said about those bottles of booze lying next to them. Okay, so we get +1 on the water. Heck yeah. Damn it, our gas mask was damaged during the expedition. Of course. This last expedition got us thinking, maybe we could just drive away from this nightmare somehow. Of course, most of the automobiles available are completely burnt out, but if we find a solid base and scavenge enough parts, perhaps we could build a vehicle of our own. We'd be better to keep an eye out for those in the future expedition. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last long. Everyone has to drink sometimes, including Mary Jane. Is there any water left? There has to be some water left. Dolores should get it. Timmy is very hungry. Timmy is really tired. Guys, it's day 9. Like, did they not hear me just fully tell them, like, every third day? They get... Okay. Day 3. we are totally going to do another expedition because we need to. Day 9. It's not easy to be calm in these circumstances. Hopefully, we will keep our peace, or else we might need to act like wolves. Survival of the fittest and all. Heck yeah. I am totally pro acting like wolves at this point. Okay. We're making it. Day 10. It's easy to feel a bit down when living underground. Like this. No sunshine, no sky. We need to get rid of that pessimism and try to bring some cheerfulness into our lives. Timmy is very hungry. Timmy keeps falling asleep in his chair and he needs a few days of rest. Ted is no longer thirsty. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Okay, so I feel like Timmy has missed like 2 feeding sessions. So we're going to give him some food. That still gives us plenty of food and drink to kind of coast through, right? You know what? I keep sending out the kids and everybody else. Maybe we should go ahead and send Ted out. And we're going to send Ted out with a gun. Ted is going to become a highwayman. A respectable highwayman. He will tap dance to the wealthy's house. The wife doesn't look any less irritated now that Ted's gone. Maybe the problem is Dolores. Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. Timmy should eat something. Timmy is rested. Mary Jane is feeling safe. Who wouldn't in this coffin-sized shelter? Today, been fine for Dolores thus far. Okay, cool. Guys, you're all not getting anything. Day 12. Day 12, you can eat again. I don't make the rules. I just have to abide by them, right? Day 11. We didn't expect to get a phone call so soon after the atomic bomb drop. Yet, here we are. We can clearly hear a phone ringing outside. It must be the public phone booth or the other side of the street. Should someone go answer it? What if we left the kids on their own and they're just shelter orphans? I felt like there was like a show I watched not too long ago. The Rain. All right. If you ever get a chance, jump on Netflix and watch The Rain. It's like, I think 2 or 3 seasons. But the dub is really good. I swear to God, I'm going to get that fly. I wonder if we can eat the fly if I catch it. All right. We're going to turn the radio on for a second, too. Day 12. When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Okay, so it was cut short again. Timmy is hungry, and he is also thirsty. Mary Jane apparently needs some water as well, and Dolores apparently needs some water. They are just some needy peoples. But it is day 12, so they all get some food and drink. You know, I wonder if I can cut it to 1 more day for food. Only one person is hungry right now. Yeah. Day 12. We can keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away as far as possible from this radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought the Reds would have ruined such a lovely neighborhood? We could do it on our own. The escaping part, not the ruining part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. Yes, we have to definitely use the radio. I feel like when you bring the radio, it should automatically just be like a daily thing. I have no idea what that said in Morse code, but that was definitely Morse code. Day 13. Good news. The government made a radio broadcast about extracting survivors from our area. The announcer asked everyone listening to wait a while longer and expect further communication in a few days. We'll be out of here soon. Timmy should eat and drink. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Okay, cool. All right, it's day 13. I stretched it out for an extra day for food for everybody. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to give them all food. On day 15, they can have some more water. It's high time that we stop wondering about what's going on and start asking questions, or at least listen to some reasonable answers. So how about tuning to a radio station and learning a thing or two about the brave new world? Absolutely. Why do I feel like we're not going to last as long in this playthrough as we did our first? I've got a bad feeling about this. Day 14. We were able to get a weak signal and tap into a government's emergency announcement service. Guess what? Great news. The fallout outside has mostly gone. It should be much safer to travel on the surface now. Timmy is no longer hungry. Mary Jane is feeling safe. Who went in a coffin-sized shelter? Everything seems to be fine with Dolores. See? Holding out to day 15 for this made sense. Why isn't Ted back yet? I feel like he's been gone for like a hot minute. Working radio? Why not use it? Absolutely. We're definitely going to use it. All right. And we still have no new hieroglyphics. I wonder if me checking on that map does something with him. We were able to, I doubt it, but day 15, we were able to tune in and get rid of just enough static to listen to a very energetic and lively speaker. He seemed to be informed and mentioned a few helpful tips that should make it easier for us to survive in the next expedition. We should get Mary Jane something to drink. Water's all Dolores wants. Timmy has been talking about nothing other than water. He should drink some. Everybody get some water. God, I hope old boy comes back soon. Let's do something today. Something fun. If we don't, we might snap, and that's the last thing we want. Well, guys, y'all get a radio. That's all you get. That's all we got. At least we're not eating water soup again. There's that. All right, so first things first, we have knocks at the door. There's nothing more surprising than a knock at the fallout shelter door. Who could it be? Should we investigate and risk our very lives? That sounds like a good idea. Shall we open the door? All right. I feel like that's an absolute yes. I don't like that sound. Nothing bad seemed to happen though. Day 17. Someone started shooting at us. We closed the hatch as quickly as we could, but a shot or two grazed us. Timmy is very hungry. Dolores was hurt. Mary Jane isn't worried, or at least she's not saying so out loud. Dude, We know how Mary Jane feels about them kids. All right. I feel like for all y'all's troubles, you deserve some water. Then I'll at least get us through till day 20. It's hard to keep track of time down here. We can't tell if it's night or day. Our sleeping patterns are messed up. These terrible light bulbs aren't helping. Too bad we can't replace them. There has to be something else we could do about this. Okay, I'm hearing the door. Okay, so we got some cards now. We got some shells. That's all you came back with after all that time, buddy? Oh, he's gonna have a bad day when he realizes we have no water. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we tried to get at least an hour or two of sleep. No luck. We're even more tired than we were, and there are other problems we will need to face soon. Let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare raiders away. Alright, we set off to an expedition to a nearby zoo and used it to visit on the weekends. We're happy to report that it was a productive supply run as well as an educational trip. We saw pterodactyl whales, chimpandeers, and a porcupony. I feel like this is taking us for a porcupony ride right about now. A smart army of cat roaches and other majestic creatures that have emerged amongst the post-nuclear fauna. Between the East and Asian Australian sections, we found some cute pandaroos. Some had items stashed in their pouches, and they didn't seem to mind us borrowing a few things. So we got a harmonica, a friendly-looking Crabtapamus lazily observed the sea life section from a distance. In its den, we found the body of a zoo worker with some of his possessions laying around. We made our way to the African section and admired the atomic okapi. We aren't sure if it's mutated or not. It already looked weird as hell before we scared off a group of them and found something stashed in the back of their enclosure. So we got some cards from that. So much for our rifle. It got damaged during our expedition. We window shopped nearby parking lots for a vehicle. That wasn't completely burnt out. Unfortunately, we found nothing of value. Maybe future expeditions will be more lucky. We're no doctors, but we should help Dolores. Her wounds are pretty bad. Dolores is really tired. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Ted is really tired. Timmy no longer hungry. Timmy is really tired. It's always better when things are calm. Luckily, nothing new happened to Mary Jane today. Alright. You can get some soup. Nobody else is getting anything. That's just how we're doing this. Alright. There's an armed and dangerous woman outside. Fortunately, she's out of ammo. She tells us she hunts wild beasts of the waste. And right now, she's on the trail of a giant mutated spider. We're pretty sure she's lost her mind. What are you going to do with that spider lady? Put it on a leash? She promises that if we help her, she will return the favor another day. If we give her ammunition. Are we giving her... We're going to give her ammunition. We're going to see if something turns around good for us for once. It might. Okay. Day 19. We agreed, mostly because we're kind of curious about what she's planning to do with a spider once she catches it. She doesn't want to say. Maybe one day we'll find out? Ted's stomach is rumbly. Ted is tired. Where's water when Ted needs it? Isn't there anything we can do about Dolores? Ted is going to die immediately. Dolores complains that she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. Timmy still hasn't rested. It's always better when things are calm. Luckily, nothing's happened to Mary Jane today, so we at least have that. Okay. It's day 19, guys. You're not getting anything till day 20. That's just how we do this. We're gonna give her a book to take with her. She could be a Boy Scout for the day. Day 20. So we're 26 days away from our last max, right? Yeah. Day 20. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Ted hasn't recovered his energy, and it looks like he has 1 foot in the grave. He needs to get a drink right now. We should attend to Dolores' injuries. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. There has to be some water left. Dolores should get it. Timmy hasn't rested. Timmy prefers apple juice, but right now he should get him some water. Dude, it's day 20. Y'all gonna get some soup. That's all they get. What is that? It seems like a distant rumble, but it's getting louder. And why is everything... Oh God, it's a quake. Grab something and hold on. Okay, so we're definitely gonna have to grab that radio. That's been our one saving grace for, like, I don't know, anything pertaining to the outside world. Doesn't look like it's broken. We're starting to get some more graffiti though. Earthquake or not, nothing is going to stand between us and our daily dose of radio static. We were able to grab it before it could fall down and get smashed. Something else might have been broken, but we won't know until we've cleaned the place up. Ted looks like he's got 1 foot in the grave and needs a drink of water right now. He's hungry and also needs to rest, of course. Dolores is still hurt and might take a while before she gets better. Sorry, we have nothing else for you, Dolores. Timmy is in terrible shape and needs water right now. All right, guys, I have no water for you all. How about this? We'll give you some soup, the ones that are the worst off. Day 21, we receive a mysterious note today, politely requesting that we share some supplies with other survivors. We have no idea who it might be from, but whoever wrote this also included a few words of encouragement saying that we will be in some way rewarded for our generosity should we do it. Well, we have no more food, so no soup for you. Oh no. Why I got Ozempic face again? Okay. And poor Timmy is in bad shape over there with his hair. Humidity got to him. It's all right though. I got 2 redheads in the house, and yeah, that humidity gets them. There's no way of knowing if any of this is even true. It might be a trap or a prank, but even if it's not, we need to think about ourselves first. Dolores will not survive without water any longer. Dolores is tired and can't seem to sleep it off. Dolores has no color left in her face, and her injuries need to be fixed ASAP. Timmy's in terrible shape. We need to give him water now. Too many days without water took their toll. Ted died of dehydration. Day 22. Adios, mi amigo. Dead. All right, everybody. I'm going to give you all the best that I can give you, which is hopes and the best of wishes. Day 22. Today, the music from the radio station stopped abruptly, and instead, we got to listen to a transmission from the Army. We were almost halfway to the door when they started talking about evacuation, but it turns out there's something we need to do first. All survivors were asked to leave a sign that they were alive somewhere in the area. The exact location was given geographically, or the exact location was given in geographical coordinates. We need a map to establish where that is. We got that. Oh. Dude. Old girl, though. Yo. A quick glance at the map gave us all the information we required. We left them a message in a bottle. Mary Jane was supposed to be back in a few days. It's been too long. We fear something bad has happened to her. If we only had a few drops of water, we could have avoided what happened. Dolores died of dehydration last night. Lack of water drove Timmy insane. He just opened the shelter door and ran away without looking back. He's not likely to return. Surviving the apocalypse is no easy task. We can tell you that much. We survived for 23 days. We had a map. And we never got to find out what happened with the spider lady. Okay. Let's see what we got here, y'all. So, real quick, I'm going to check our timing here. So, we're a little over 2 hours. Yeah, I know. So I think what I should probably do is take a real quick break, move the legs for a second or two, grab a refill of the non monster drink, and that way we can maybe see if we can beat that 46 and what else we can unlock. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and set ourselves to short break mode, and I'll be back within about 3 to 5 minutes. 6 hours. All right, we are back. Had to respond to a quick message as well. So we perished after 23 days, making it halfway to the first campaign goal of 46. Um, we ate 6 soups, 5 waters. Man, that was rough. We just dropped like all in a row. All right. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get ourselves started with another new game. See if we can beat that 46. Maybe? Question mark. Maybe we try a time as Dolores. I don't know if she's going to be any better, but we'll certainly see. All right. Looks like a padlock over here. Got a kiddo over here. Oh, we gotta hurry. We always need the gun. Oh, we can't grab him. But we can grab the gas mask. We know we're going to definitely need the gas mask. Alright, get this stuff to the shelter. Grab the husband. Alright, drop this in. Grab our daughter. We know we can't carry much else beyond the daughter. No. We are not taking our kid with us, are we? Nope. Oh no, we missed the boy. Yo. That's alright though. I seen her. She was making those TikToks about boy kids, so that's what that was. Okay. The empty vacant seat where poor Timmy used to sit. He is not going to be announcing God bless one and all and Merry Christmas to Mr. Scrooge this year. Day one. We got to the shelter just in time. Good thing Mary Jane didn't bring her tuba. The fan noise here is bad enough. Wait a second. Where's Timmy? We can't remember bringing those supplies down in the shelter, but we're not complaining. We probably should have stocked it better anyway. So we do get a flashlight. Our shelves are full cans. We can eat from cans, sleep on cans, and even talk to cans. Absolutely. There's just barely enough water for everyone. We will have to ration it strictly. This is the best stock shelter we've ever seen. We've never seen another one, but we're sure this is a good amount of supplies. So we're just going to go ahead and skip. Okay, we're not doing horrible for water. And we have one last mouth to feed. What we would give to be able to enjoy some sunshine again. Can't say there's a lot of light underground. We don't expect it to get any brighter down here. I want cake. You know what? I wholeheartedly agree with that. Yeah, Timmy, R.I.P. buddy. I miss you. All right, we're on to day 2. Fasting has began. All right, as long as we're safe, we can stay down here. Life is hard for us all right now. Dolores is in a good mood today. Ted says there's nothing to worry about, and Mary Jane didn't cause any trouble today, so we have that at least. Guys, you're getting nothing. All right. We are definitely going to do an expedition. And felt like something was staring at us from the corner of the shelter. We think it's a rat. At least it looks like a rat. A rat on a very good diet. We decided we need to do something about it, or put it more blatantly, it's either him or us. Do we shoot the rat? I feel like we shoot the rat. Please tell me we shoot the rat, y'all. I've got faith. It's got to be shoot the rat. Okay, I'm going to click on this, and I'm just going to hover. And we're going to just say... yes. Okay. Let me, all right, here we go. Whatever it was, it's dead now. Quite dead. Maybe there's more hiding somewhere in one of those nasty little holes. If there's one thing we need, it's water for Dolores. All Ted wishes for is a few drops of water. Water is what Mary Jane needs most right now. Alright. So we're just going to go ahead and hook everybody up with some water and some soup for day 3. And we're A-okay. Bam. What to take outside and who should go? Well, we're not going to be doing a whole lot with Timmy this time around. Sorry again in advance. I think we're just going to send him out with a rifle. We're going to save the gas mask back, because it seems to make sense to save the gas mask back, right? All right, we got the girls club. They're going to be very happy together. They're going to hang out. They're going to sync up cycles and talk about chocolate and what boy they preferred from that horrible movie where the shiny vampires and the werewolves existed. Day 4. Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. Dolores is no longer thirsty, and Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. No soup for you all today. How about that trip to Nevada? We've been postponing for a while now. Maybe we should go there. That's our first stop after we get out of here. I agree. All right, day 5. I hear snoring. They slept. Heck yeah. Day 5. We can make it work, even in Toronto. Question is, how do we find a boat to get there? We heard that's the best way to get to Europe. Dolores is fine and well. And Mary Jane didn't cause any trouble today. Cool. All right, so we're at day 5. It was day 2 when they ate and drank. So, sorry, ladies, but we felt that we should do something about our interior decoration. The feng shui is really off in our fallout shelter. While we were moving things around, we found a secret door. What's behind it? There's only one way to find out. Oh, we're totally exploring that. Day 6, we're gonna come back with like a swimming pool of water. No, we totally didn't. Holy cow! This is one lucky day. While browsing through the junk in the room, we found a working radio. Let's put it to good use. Dolores can't remain this thirsty for long. Getting something to drink for Mary Jane sounds like the right idea. Okay. And we'll give you some food here in a little bit, y'all. We thought it'd be a great idea to have some role-playing fun and create our own shelter theater group. We called it the Thunderdome. We spent the rest of the day trying to write a script, and of course that ended in a fight. So they decided to do something simpler. Day 7. We played Truth or Dare. When it turned out, we only kept asking questions, and the most common was, are we going to eat anything besides tomato soup? We decided that was enough of the games for now. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Jane is no longer thirsty. Cool. All right, so we're going to hold off on the food and drink until absolutely necessary. We are going to listen to the radio. I feel like that makes a lot of sense, right? Maybe. All right, we are looking more disheveled than ever. We were able to get a weak signal and tap into a government emergency announcement service. Guess what? Great news. The fallout outside has mostly gone and it should be much safer to travel the surface now. Dolores is doing quite well. And Mary Jane says she's fine and doesn't need anything. Good to hear, because guess what? We were never huge fans of mushrooms, but with a colony of them growing in one of the walls, we changed our loyalties. We're all about mushrooms now. Should we eat them? Guys, mushrooms is like the worst thing if you are unaware of what they are to ever eat. I know nothing about what mushroom is which other than the poofs and the ones that they call what is it? Grows on the side of the trees, look like turkey wings. So outside of those two, I don't know what would be good to eat, and I know the poof ball ones aren't. With that said, I feel like that would save them some soup. And worst case scenario, this becomes a much trippier game. Somebody's gonna get sick. Oh, he came back. They don't look sick. Okay. Those were delicious. Our only concern is that they were glowing in the dark. And now we are too, for that matter. Ooh, we are radioactive. Ted is safely returned. The local school is a big building and a mile away from our house. Nobody liked that place. The atomic blast didn't change that. Now, without windows and a few walls remaining, it looks even more unpleasant. Pleasant or not, it seemed like a good place to spot for a hunt for useful supplies. The biology class had an aquarium. The fish all died since no one fed them, and we got 2 more bottles of water thanks to them. Thank you. The local scout team had its own room in the school basement, so we found it filled with boxes and boxes of scout handbooks. Maybe they were preparing for the apocalypse. Anyways, we just took one. Day 9. The last expedition got us thinking maybe we could just drive away. We already know how this ends. We're not just going to drive away, are we? Like, if an atomic bomb goes off, every alternator is cooked. Imagine if this was set during modern time with all them Teslas driving around. Can we spare some water? Mary Jane has to be asking about it all day. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and feed and soup everybody. I feel like they deserve it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and set up the bag, and tomorrow we'll figure out who we want to send out. We decided to peek outside for just a minute to see if the store around the corner was still standing. When we were about to step out, we heard a growl in the darkness with a pair of ferocious eyes. Appeared a few feet away. We only had moments to decide what to do. We're gonna shoot it in the face. The face. No way. The gun's not broken. There's no new Timmy's the one that was drawing on the walls. Okay, cool. Day 10. A quick shot with a rifle was more than enough to scare away or maybe bring down whatever creature stalked us from the darkness. We never saw it again. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Ted still hasn't recovered his energy. Dolores is no longer thirsty, and Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Cool. Ted, you're going to eat a little soup. We're just going to nurse you, buddy. All right. Enough sitting around. It's time to visit the surface and look for some additional supplies. Maybe something survived the blast. Maybe someone is still alive. Let's find out. I feel like we've not sent Dolores out for much. Mary Jane, though, has done bad on the scavengers so far, for the most part. She was the one that got us additional water the last time she went out. So we're just going to send her out empty-handed. See what happens. I've got faith in her. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. Ted's stomach is rumbling, and everything seems okay with Dolores. Dude, Ted, we have fed you 2 days in a row. You are just going to have to live with it, bud. You can rumble. He doesn't have to have. He has reserves he can live off of for a little bit. I'm not judging him. I, too, could live off of some reserves for a minute. But we got to make it work. We woke up to a dripping sound today and noticed there's something leaking from the pipes. That green liquid looked innocent enough, even after it ate through a table and chair and the floor. Patching up that pipe is probably a good idea. We're going to use the Scout Handbook to patch up the pipe. Ooh, we got a phone call. We are set. We are in good shape. Okay, problem solved. No leak, no mess. Back to our tidy little shelter. Ted is hungry, and all Ted wishes for is a few drops of water. There has been some water left. Dolores should get it. All right, everybody, it's day 12. You get some food, you get some water. Ring, ring, ring. There we were, thinking it would never hear a telephone signal again, and suddenly a phone starts ringing from somewhere outside. We figured it was a phone across the street. Should someone go answer it? I feel like Dolores again. I keep answering the phone. It's been Dolores and Timmy so far that I've answered it with. I don't know if I ignored it, if it would mean something different. Day 13. When we answered the phone, we clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduce themselves as survivors from the nearby town of Hill Valley. Okay, so they shared some information and something went wrong. Call dropped and they hope that they get back to us. Ted is no longer hungry or thirsty. See, we're doing good. There's nothing more surprising than when a knock at the Fallout shelter door. Who could it be? Should we investigate the risk our very lives? What do we think? We open the store up. Give you a couple seconds here. If anybody would like to make the bad peace known, take myself off camera while giving me a second. I'm kind of half and half. I feel like we've had like mostly good interactions, but we're hitting that point where we're eventually going to have a bad time. I feel like eventually we're probably going to get somebody who's going to be coming to the door for all of our stuffs. But at the same time, like if you don't make bad decisions sometimes, you don't get the high risk and high reward. All right. So given it a second, I guess what we'll do is I'm going to dread this, ain't I? Yeah, I'm going to regret that. So we answer the door. Somebody getting shot up or something. Oh no. Obo got sick. Opening that hatch was a bit risky. It seems it gave us an awful sickness. That coughing is driving us crazy. Ted got sick. Dolores is doing quite well, or she can't find anything to complain about today. Well, it's a good thing it's not day 15, because Ted, the best thing to do is to starve a cold. Starve a cold, feed a fever, or feed a fever, starve a... Yeah. Day 14, we got scared a little bit today, when all of a sudden our map just fell off the wall. Maybe our shelter is haunted. When the map fell down, it revealed some sort of safe behind it. We don't remember installing it, but we can probably crack it. Well, we technically have all the time in the world. Should we try? Yes. Always crack the safe. Always. Is there any other way? Alright, looks like we got some cards from that. Oh. My light. We're not sure how or why the map just decided to slide off the wall, but we're lucky that it did. Inside the dusty safe, we found some supplies. Some cards. Ted keeps coughing and coughing. If Ted doesn't drink anything, he won't last long. Dolores can't remain this thirsty for long. Well, guys, that is a good thing, because we're going to give you a little bit of water. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. As long as we have food and water, we can stay locked in, but we'll have to leave eventually. It would be good to head straight to safety instead of getting ourselves into more trouble. Yeah, we're definitely going to be listening to the radio, because we should be doing that daily. Alright, old girl came back. Oh, she is sniveling and snotting and looking disheveled. But it looks like we got more water and some shells. Day 16, good news. The government made a radio broadcast about extracting survivors from our area. The announcer asked that everybody listening wait a while longer and expects further communications in a few days. We'll be out of here soon. Is this going to happen this time, or are we going to die of starvation? Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. Our house wasn't the only one to suffer. Most of our neighborhood was destroyed by the blast. The street was completely covered with piles of rubble, chunks of walls, and roof tile. A rare passerby in a gas mask could be occasionally seen from a distance, scavenging for supplies. We found a refrigerator in the middle of the neighbor's lawn. Even without electricity, the light in sight was on. Yeah, I bet it was. It was probably picking up some electricity from our now nighttime glowing mushroom eating family. It contained a few soup cans and, surprisingly, a brown fedora. It wasn't edible. We tried. It appears that Mr. Jenkins from down the road was brewing his own moonshine. We discovered a few bottles with labels that suggested a high percentage of alcohol. But that stuff tasted like water, so we assumed he failed. Or did he? A band of kids was playing war in nearby ruins. They had plenty of real guns and ammunition. It was very encouraging to see the kids were making the best of a terrible, terrible situation. They even shared some ammunition with us. Yo. We window shopped nearby the parking lot for a vehicle, and it wasn't completely burned out. Unfortunately, we found nothing of value. Maybe future expeditions will be more lucky. Something should be done about Ted's sickness. Ted is no longer thirsty. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Mary Jane is really tired. Mary Jane contracted an illness. Mary Jane is starving. We better give her some food today or else. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. It's day 16. We got additional soup. So why not food and water, everybody? Make them the healthiest, happiest plants they can be. All right. We definitely can't send out Mary Jane. I feel like Ted is not going to be very successful sick. We send him out. So tomorrow, when we're given the option, Ted doesn't get better, we're probably going to have to send out the boss lady. Okay, we keep dreaming about those little things we did back in the day when there wasn't as many bombs falling down. Not on our heads, anyways. I want cake. It's like my favorite caption. All right, Ted is still very clearly sick, and so is Dolores. Day 17. Fond memories are one thing, but we need to be ready for the harsh reality that awaits us. Ted keeps coughing and coughing, and Ted's no longer hungry. Aren't there any drugs we can give Mary Jane? Mary Jane is still tired. Let's give her some time to recover. Mary Jane is quite hungry. Everything seems okay with Dolores. So at least we're good with Dolores. It's Mary Jane that's hungry and Ted. So we're going to hold off on food and watering anybody because they said at least a few days for the other. So it makes sense that we just hold off. As much as I hate to do it, I feel like this is now that time where... But we're going to give her a gas mask because everybody keeps coming back sick, so a gas mask will probably help prevent that. Fingers crossed. Day 18, Ted dies, bet. Nope. He's getting sicker though. Oof. Okay. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. Ted hasn't recovered from his illness yet. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. If we don't cure Mary Jane soon, who knows what will happen. When Mary Jane is tired, she becomes cranky. She should be better in a few days. Oh. Alright, we're just going to feed you all and give you all some water because, yeah, you're all sick. Mary Jane was injured in her last expedition. She didn't mention it to us, and we didn't notice. It wasn't a problem until just now. It seems like her injury got infected and she's in bad shape. We must help her. Guys, this is going to be too much. We are SOL. She doesn't seem to be getting worse, at least. Sick. Tired and sick. Turn the radio on. That'll help him feel better. Nothing makes you feel better than some static. Day 19. Mary Jane will be fine. It's not the first time and it won't be the last time she's sick. She is looking a bit pale today, though. Something should be done about Ted's sickness. If we don't cure Mary Jane soon, who knows what will happen. She should be better in a few days, but she is no longer hungry. Alright, guys, no soup or water for you today. Hear that? It sounds like a herd of animals are stampeding just above our heads, across what used to be our beautiful lawn. They're not getting away with that. It might be a perfect opportunity to get some fresh food. Who should go hunting? Alright. She's been injured, she's mildly sick, and she's tired. But she's less likely to give a disease to the food if she catches some. Well, if we've ever had a bad idea, this excursion definitely makes the top 5 list. Oh, no. Everything was going well until we realized it was a velociraptor herd, or something that looked like them. Dude, we have a nuclear velociraptor herd? Even if they weren't, their hunger for flesh was equal to that of dinosaurs. Our expedition discovered this the hard way. Ted keeps coughing and coughing. Well, if we don't feed Ted or water the Ted, I'm just saying, if she makes it back, we're going to make it for a few more days. We are totally going to give them some cards. Day 20, someone paid us a visit. It was an overly cheerful red-haired woman accompanied by a grumpy-looking mercenary type who was probably her guard. She told us she was a trader and eagerly showed us the items that she brought along. So yeah, we're going to totally give her cards for a first aid, because first aid is going to help him out, and maybe we can get him better. Day 21, we managed to work out a deal. The woman also gave us some tips about surviving the wasteland, where her advice seems pretty useless. We already know that the radiation is dangerous and that hitting a rat with a stick will eventually kill it. We thanked her and said our goodbyes. Ted hasn't recovered from his illness yet. Ted should drink something soon. Okay, Ted, we are going to get you better, and we're going to go ahead and get you fed and drinked. This is our opportunity. Note on our doorstep took us by surprise. We found a request. I'm just going to correct that myself. To bring some supplies to a set location. Signed, friends. Friends? What kind of friends? We don't know these people. But here's our chance to find out. They're promising to make it worth our while should we help them. So if we give them a soup can, and we got plenty of soup technically, right? Maybe they'll have other things to exchange with us that'll help prolong our life. Fingers crossed. All right, Ted's looking better. The authors of the note turned out to be twin siblings, a brother and a sister. They greeted us happily and took us to a small tent, where they started handing out supplies that we brought to a small group of hungry survivors. Between them were people of all ages, including children, elderly, and even a mime. The siblings shook our hands and proclaimed that this is beginning a new friendship. They promised to contact us soon again. Ted recovered from his illness, and Ted is no longer thirsty. Awesome. Well, Ted, you're not getting anything else right now. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple, one-time deal. For just one can of soup, we can get the bag along with it. No, we're not doing that. We don't need an extra mouth to feed. We're down 2. Okay, she came back. It looks like we got more soup, more water. I don't see anything else, but we're to the good and we're not down anything. Oh, we got a gas mask. Our grandparents always told us to never buy anything sight unseen, and we're not about to start now. Gone are the times of yard sales. We can manage without whatever junk it is. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland. Who is we? Who would have thought wooden furniture could be so durable in the ruins of one of the town's buildings? We saw a desk and several bookshelves. We soon realized that these are the remains of the local public library, so we went in between the rubble to investigate. The head librarian was a shy and quiet local girl with a weird passion for firearms. Finding a loaded rifle attached to her table wasn't a big surprise to us. Why the librarian into guns too, though? Under the librarian's table, we found a lunchbox and some food in it. We wonder what could have possibly prevented her from eating her lunch. The collapsed ceiling might have taken her appetite away. Okay, that's fair enough. So we got another can of soup and 2 more waters. We are well on our way. We believe that our expedition to the wasteland must have been followed by strangers. We should be more cautious next time. Dolores has not eaten for a while. Dolores is really tired, and Dolores is pretty fatigued. There isn't much going on with Ted. No trouble, nothing new. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to food and water them both. Yeah. I think Ted should go on an expedition tomorrow. The more we keep these expeditions alive and going, the better off we're going to be, I like to think. Our last expedition brought news of a vehicle parked just down the street. It sure looked unique, but we never got close enough to get a good look. We're almost certain it's not a bandit trap. Perhaps we should send someone over to check it out. They're almost certain. We're going to put good faith in them. Ted's not dead, so there's that. A shocking discovery. It was a rusty tank. It was a little crispy around the edges, and it was also missing wheels and some other crucial parts, but the seats were fairly comfortable. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could just drive away and leave this radioactive hell behind us? What happened to the military being here in a few days, y'all? Like, is that no longer a thing? Dolores would really love something to eat, and Dolores complains that she still can't get a good night's sleep. Ted seems to be doing alright, although the world has gone to a crappy place. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and food and water them both for another day consecutively. And we're also going to send him back out, because I feel like that'll give her a couple days to rest and also give us an opportunity to see if we can find some more stuffs. Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back soon. Dolores is still tired and can't seem to sleep it off. Dolores is no longer hungry, though. Heck yeah. So guess what, Dolores? You're going to save us another day with some food and water. Today, the music from the radio stopped abruptly, and instead, we got to listen to a transmission from the army. We were almost halfway to the door when we started hearing about the evacuation. But it turns out there's something we need to do first. All survivors were asked to leave a sign that we're alive somewhere in the area. The exact location was given in geographical coordinates. We need a map to establish where it's at. Okay, so we got a map. We got one thing right. She's still alive. A quick glance at the map gave us all the information we required. We left them a message in a bottle. Dolores is still tired and can't seem to sleep it off. Dolores would really love something to eat. Alright, Dolores, you're gonna get some foodage today. Alert. There's a gang of firefighters outside, or at least they're dressed like ones. They've been banging on the door, ordering us to surrender all of our supplies. They claim they will drive us out with fire if we don't comply. Guess the definition of a firefighter has somewhat changed recently. How do we oppose them? With a gun. Why do I feel like that's the answer for everything right now? Alright, so we didn't lose our stuff, it looks like, but we did lose the gun. It's not surprising that a few shots were enough to send those cowards running. The question is, what happens if the rifle malfunctions or we use all the ammo? We do hope it won't come to that. Otherwise, we might need to defend ourselves using knives and forks. Oh, damn it. We spoke too soon. We think the gun is broken. What do we do now? Alright, so Dolores is still tired. But she wants water. Okay, I can give her water. There we go. Day 27. What's that sound? A galloping horse? We rushed to the door and we were greeted by two men dressed like they'd come from the medieval fair. Red Fair. We identified the source of the sound. One of them was holding two rocks and hitting them against each other constantly, while the other was skipping and pretending to be a rider. Why was this not coconuts? They said they were looking for some antique cup, but they got lost, and they would be most grateful if we would let them check our map, provided we have one. You know what? If you're banging rocks together, like, it's probably stupid of me, but yeah, we're gonna. If I lose my map, I'm gonna cry. We didn't lose our map. How is that a thing? They seemed friendly enough, and so we let them have a look at our map. They thanked us and offered us the supplies in exchange. We graciously accepted and wished them luck on their quest. We got a lock. Heck yeah. I didn't see anything about hunger, so we're good there. I'm not doing it. Today we met a bunch of people dressed in what looked like Halloween doctor outfits. They claimed to be field hospital, moving from place to place and attempting to help those hurt. I'm not trying to be a butt and all, but military's on its way. Old boy could come back with things. Tank. Oh, I want the tank. Okay, so yeah, we're not somebody who's played this, please let me know if you know, like, does it help? Oh, we got more water and food. We might be able to just wait this out. Day 29. What is the scam? You're not even real doctors. No way we're giving crooks anything. Ted has safely returned from his voyage to the surface. Our expedition reached a church that was still standing. Most of it was intact, and some people decided to turn it into a shelter. As we found out, it was more than that. We weren't sure what religion they followed, but they were very eager to convince us that tomatoes are the source of all evil and eggplants are our only hope for salvation. May eggplant be with you. Those nice people gave us some canned soup. They say they don't like the taste of it. No, we're certain that they're nut jobs. Cultists decided that they won't be needing any holy water. We did a bit of miracle work and turned empty wine bottles into quite full water bottles. We believe that our expedition to the wasteland, we must have been followed by strangers. We should be more. Why do we keep getting followed? How is that a thing? All right, Ted is hungry. Ted is really tired. Ted is pretty fatigued. Life is hard for us all right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. We hope it'll stay that way. All right, so we're going to water and soup them both. I feel like this is the only way for us to do this. So, day 30. I think we're going to beat 46. All right. Day 30. We were able to tune in and get rid of enough static to listen to a very energetic and lively speaker. He seemed well informed and mentioned a few helpful tips that would make it easier for us to survive in the next expedition. Ted's stomach's rumbling and Ted's still tired, and a few days of rest is what he needs. Dolores is fine as well, and as much as anybody can be in this tiny shelter. So we're going to go ahead and food and water them both one more time. Dolores is going to go ahead and go, and we're going to go ahead and give her a gas mask again, because I feel like that's going to help out a lot more. I hope. We'll see. All right, Ted, it's just me and you, buddy. Think we can get Ted to rest up some more. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. Ted is hungry and still tired. Ted, you need to calm it down, buddy. You can go a day without food. The twins are back and they need our help again. Their group is getting pretty big and it's time to start building a small camp of their own. They already chose a place and we're about to start, but a lot of their people got injured in a recent raider attack. They're asking for meds so they can nurse their group back to health, and unfortunately we don't have any. I'm sorry, twin. Poor Ted, dude. Tired, hungry, and fatigued. Oof. What's in it for us? A first aid kit is a real treasure these days and a rarity to find. We can't just give you our most valuable supplies away, even if it's for our friends. Ted, you need to calm it down, buddy. Day 32. We were admiring the radioactive landscape when we saw a young woman dressed as in ragged camo clothing. She had a nasty-looking rifle, but she held us in a polite enough manner. She claims to be a hunter, tracking a big mutated spider. She ran out of ammo and told us that if we were to help her out, she would pay us back in a while. We're going to help somebody else out. I don't know how this is going to work. Last time we chose this, we perished shortly after. So while we wait for the wife to get back, we'll see how this plays out for us. All right. Day 33. She could have been hurt. She could have hurt us, but she didn't. That counts for something. So we rewarded her with our spare ammo. Let's see if she keeps up her word. Ted is no longer hungry, and Ted is rested. So we're seeing some good things. All right, so Ted is going to go a day without food because Ted can stand to do that. Open in the name of freedom, came a shout from outside the door. We weren't sure who claimed to be representing freedom, but we could hear it was a group of people, probably armed. Anyone who introduces themselves like that is probably planning to kill someone in the name of freedom. Should we open? No. I'm going to regret that. Ted's going to get shot up in his own bunker. Or that was the military that we've been waiting for. Day 34. We stayed silent until the group on the other side of the door went away. They didn't show up afterwards, so we figured it was the wise thing to do. Let's just hope they don't come back in greater numbers. This morning has been calm enough, and Ted's actually doing well. Can you believe that, y'all? Alright, so Ted, you're going to go one more day, bud. There was nothing more annoying than silence, and that's all we're getting from our radio. No music, no talking, no nothing. Is there anything we could do with the radio to make it work again? We sure know staring at it won't help. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to try, right? Or at least I certainly hope we try. Okay, we got some music. Got something going. Well, we did what we could, but we still couldn't hear a thing. Damn it. All Ted wishes for is a few drops of water. Alright, Ted, we're going to give you a little bit of water, but we need to hold back and not overdo it, bud. We got, a wife coming back. Day 35. Another message from the army is broadcasting right now. The orders are, find a good, high place, then produce a series of loud noises. These should help attract the army's attention and put them on the right track towards us. Oh no. Alright, day 36. She's came back. We got plenty of water. Oh, we got all kinds of stuff, it looks like. Alright, day 36. We took turns peeking out the shelter a few times per hour and screaming random words into the wasteland. We ran out of words and interest very quickly though. Don't think anyone is coming. We clearly need something louder than just our voices. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely from the wasteland. We quickly discovered that the local supermarket has become the base of operations for a raider group. They are armed and dangerous, and sometimes they would leave to plunder and ransack the area. Even if it's risky, it was the best time to try to steal from them. Sneaking through the store shelves provided us with a few soup cans. We got 4 more soups, 6 more waters, and we were in a rush because the raiders could come back any minute. We grabbed a few things at random. One of them turned out to be bug killing spray. Damn it. But our gas mask was damaged during the expedition. We believe that our expedition to the wasteland must have been followed by strangers, of course, and we gotta be careful again. Ted is no longer hungry. Is no longer thirsty. Ted is hungry. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and food and water them both. And then guess what? Ted can go on another expedition tomorrow. We'll rotate them in and out. Maybe we can get something loud. I would hope. See how this works out. Oh, Ted, don't look so down, buddy. You're going to get some fresh air soon. And with no gas mask, it's going to be really fresh. We marched to Ned's house and found the safe cracked open by the blast. Most of the contents were destroyed, and we salvaged something out of it. So we got some more rounds. Awesome. Dolores would really love to eat something. Dude, I just literally fed you, Dolores. All right, we got plenty of soup and water, so we're good. Enough sitting around. Didn't I already choose him? I feel like we're going to take some bug spray with us. In case if we encounter that giant spider and that lady that was in camo earlier. Might help. Alright. Man. She looking ragged. Ted left for the surface. We hope he'll be back. Dolores is still tired and can't seem to sleep it off. But she's no longer hungry, so we're doing good. We're full up on water. We're full up on soup. Every new smell attacks our noses in this little shelter instantly. There isn't much we can miss. So when a single brick fell out from the wall, revealing a tight opening, our senses were immediately invaded by a terrible stench. We should probably check that hole out and see what the source of the smell is. Oh, I don't want her to die. We're so close. The military is so close. They're gonna save us. That's what they said. I feel like this is a perfect allegory for modern era. We looked into the hole, fearing something might come at us with claws, fangs, or other mutarded. It's that time of night, y'all. Other mutated and sharp body parts, but nothing happened. Instead, we found a dead rat who was trying to break into a can of tomato soup. He failed miserably, and we have a feeling we'll be luckier than him, so we've confiscated it and gave the rat a proper burial in an empty can. He deserved that much. You know what? Whoever wrote this, kudos to you. That was tasteful. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep, and Dolores has not eaten for a while. Dude, you've not eaten for a day, Dolores. You're fine. Here. Day 39. A woman came by with her creature she claims is a camel, provided the camels have 5 legs. The animal is carrying a pack of goods for trade. Offers 1 water in exchange for... I don't think we need your water or your other stuff, ma'am. Stay alive in a fallout shelter for 40 days, last man standing. Our first playthrough, we made it 46. How did I just now unlock that? Maybe it's because I played as her? I don't know. Day 40. In the end, we decided her offers were not for us. Maybe another time, if she ever comes back. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep, and Dolores is no longer hungry. Okay. So we're not going to send anything else out. The first aid kit we have is useless. We probably won't be able to fill it with any prescription meds from a drugstore. So we need to take matters into our own hands. Here's an idea. Let's use this innocent looking bug spray to create life-saving drugs. There's no bug spray. I sent that out with him in case of the giant spooter attacks, which I think is fortunate. I think that was a good call. Too bad we didn't have that spray. Homemade drugs sounds like an excellent idea. Like, dude, she got bored and she's like isolated and she already thinking about making, man. When the apocalypse is done, they're going to have to put her in a center. She needs some treatment. Dolores needs more time to rest. She seems exhausted. She also needs some counseling or some PTSD or something. All right, Dolores, you're going to be good for one more day. The twins kept their promises and came back to visit us again. Issue is simple. They need meds badly. They started building their own camp, but some of the workers were ambushed by a bunch of raiders. Guys, we don't have any meds. We can't give you something we don't have. That's the second time they come back for stuff. What's in it for us? Okay. It's not what's in it. We can't give what we don't have. All right. Dolores, have some food and water. A sleazy looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. Man, he trying to ditch that cat on us. So what we're going to do is we're going to say no to that as well. Don't get me wrong. I like the Russian cat, but we don't need the Russian cat. We need to preserve our food and water. Plus, tomato soup is not good for cats. So I'm told. Day 43. Our grandparents always told us never buy anything that... Okay. This is the second time we've seen this. I think she'll be fine for another day. Day 43. There it is again. Noises. Weird noises all the time. They're coming from the pipes, walls. Is something behind the door? We don't know, and it's driving us insane. We should sit down and relax. Otherwise, we might get paranoid. All right, we're on to day 4. We got 2 days to go to match our worst. Oh no, he came back sick. Dude, they keep coming by and asking for medications and drugs and stuff. He needs it. Dolores no longer talks to us. Earth to Dolores, can you hear us? Boredom can really get to you in the shelter. Ted has safely returned from his voyage to the surface. We used to go to the waterfront before all this happened. It was a great place to enjoy time with your family and watch ships, boats, sailors. We were really excited to find one of our favorite yachts a few blocks away from our house. Ooh, that thing was blown inland. We found it a bit mysterious, but it's now moored in the middle of the crossroads, and plenty of reasonable explanations for that. We found a few soup cans in the yacht's cargo hold. It seems rich people like soup too. Soup is great. We love soup. Soup. At one point, our expedition, we were ambushed by a pack of mutated cockroaches. We managed to scare them away with bug spray. In their nest, we found a supply of soup. Another 2 soup. It might sound paranoid, but we think someone followed us. Oh no. Dolores' sanity is questionable. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Ted is really tired. Ted got sick. Alright, Ted. I'm gonna need you to be okay, buddy. And I think we're just going to go ahead and pass on a day or two of expeditions. When we opened the bunker door this morning to let in some fresh radioactive air, we discovered a small suitcase on our doorstep. There was no note on it, and the neighborhood seemed empty. Should we take a look inside? Yeah. How do you not look inside of an abandoned suitcase? What? Why is she giving us deer arms? Alright, day 45. Inside the suitcase, we found some soup, but yuck, it expired a long time ago. We're not feeling very well. Some of us spend the whole morning using the bucket in the corner. We're not accepting anonymous gifts anymore. Dolores still isn't in full control of her mind. We're not sure what monsters are inhabiting it, but we wish they would just go away. Ted is hungry. Ted is still sick. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover his strength. Alright, we're going to feed y'all again because y'all need it. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and skip another day of outings too. I feel like they deserve the additional rest, all of it that they can get. It's fair to them. It's right. Oop. Portable radio. Oh man. We got all the water in the world, man. We could survive for a minute. We are now completely even with where we were at. We took turns peeking out of the shelter, a few times per hour, screaming random words, till we got tired of doing it. Dolores isn't doing very well. Her sanity is questionable. Ted's still hungry and sick. It needs a few more days. So, guys, you're all going to get that much more, and that's what you're going to get. Alright. When emptying our bucket in front of the shelter, we discover a hastily drawn up map on one of the ruined walls. Someone drew out a route and marked a spot at the end of it. Maybe there are supplies hidden there. Should we check it out? No, we're not going to check out any. We got stuff to last us a few days. She is still catatonic with her arms up like that. Poor Ted ain't looking much better. We might be missing out, but we decided against following the pointers drawn on the wall. Maybe someone else will be bold enough to try. Dolores is very unpredictable. Sometimes we're a bit afraid of her. I like Dolores. Something should be done about Ted's sickness. Ted is no longer hungry. Ted has rested. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and bam. Peculiar. It seems that the whole shelter has been shaking. Okay, so we're going to definitely have to try to save the radio. We cannot let that radio get damaged. Okay. It looks like he's getting over things. So we're down a flashlight. But Ted has recovered. Dolores is still nuts. We're going to feed on both and water them both before Ted heads out. We're going to send him out with some more bug spray in case of some questionable insects come at him again. I don't know how this is going to work out. Fingers crossed. Well, I don't know what to do for her sanity. All right. Dolores is clearly giving in to the madness. We wish we could stop it. Ouch. Time to ration supplies. I think Dolores is going to be fine. Our supplies are scarce and our morale is low. You can almost smell the desperation in the shelter. We're pretty sure there's a small group of survivors nearby, mostly old folks from the retirement home. It shouldn't be hard to borrow some of their supplies. They're old, anyway. We need them more, right? No, we're not going to go into that. We don't have to be like that yet. We made it 50 days. Robbing innocent people? Absolutely not. We are not savages. We cannot stoop that low. It's important to keep our values, even in these troubled times. Especially in these troubled times. Let's set a shining example and leave these poor people alone. Dolores is very unpredictable. Sometimes we're a bit afraid of her. We've been afraid of her for like 2 weeks now. It's okay. A band of raiders are at the doorstep. They deemed we'd let them in. This is no game. We either yield or we fight back. There's no middle ground here. Dolores is crazy and she has a lock and knows how to use it. She apparently used it well. We didn't think that small padlock would stop them, but it turned out to be enough to discourage the unknown attackers. It seems that they gave this whole break-in a fair shot, but ultimately gave up and left. Too bad that padlock is in no shape to be used again. We need to think of other ways to fight off the bandits and other soup-hungry barbarians. We were able to defend our home this time. What if they come back? I don't know, yo. Dolores, you can have some water, yo. Day 51. The friendly group of survivors we met a long time ago popped in today with a request. The group is planning to build a small settlement. Dude, we don't have any. We don't have any. Okay. The door is being knocked at, so that means crazy Dolores is going to do crazy things at the door. Alright. Dolores is still thirsty. It is day 52, so we're going to go ahead and give her some food as well. As we were about to start our book club discussion on the only book we've all read, the phone book, we were interrupted by a rapid knock at the door. We found out that it was a group of refugees who survived the blast, just like we did. They were doing much worse than us and bugged us to provide them with any water, food, or medical supplies we could spare. I feel like we're doing pretty good on... Let me see here. We'll kick them some soup. One soup won't hurt, right? Alright. She is back to normal. She is not crazy. Her arms aren't doing the... She looked like a T-Rex, man, the way she was sitting there. Our visitors had problems finding enough words to express their gratitude. Many tears were shed, smiles and hugs exchanged. They wished us all the best. It was a great feeling to helping someone. They left soon after to seek shelter in the ruins of our own town. We hope they make it out of here. Ted has been outside for far too long and still has not returned. We fear he is not coming back. Dolores is sane again. Well, that's good to know Dolores is sane again, because... we've got a little bit. A group of people dressed like green pajamas looking for a hatch. It's not something that we anticipated. Furthermore, they insisted that marry men and want to take from the rich and give to the poor. We're pretty poor, so maybe they can make some new friends. Should we let them in? No, they can go fuck themselves. Excuse my French, but yeah, no. No merrymen in the bunker. We didn't answer the peculiar door or the peculiar calls. Dolores is fine and well. Cool. Dolores, we're gonna wait one more day. Bandits are at the door, promising us the worst fate we can imagine if we don't let them in. It's time to make a stand or surrender. No. No. Guys. That's not right. That is not how this was supposed to go down. Okay. Continue. This is not the ending we pictured. Captured in our own shelter by bandits? Goodbye, cruel world. We held up for 55 days. Dude. We did so well. Did so well. I absolutely don't understand it. But you know what? I'm not discouraged by it. I feel like this is reasons to be proud of it. So 55 days. We consumed 11.5 waters, 10 soups, defended our shelter twice. 6 out of 7 successful expeditions. Items brought from expeditions 27. That's much higher than we had before. No decisions 3. Yes decisions 6. That is pretty cool. All right. So I think this is going to be a really good spot for me to call it for tonight. We've had a really awesome run, so we're going to go ahead and switch over to Cam Chat. Everybody who has joined tonight, thank you so very much. EGB, as always, thank you, my friend, for joining in. Also, a big thank you for our recent people tagging in and saying hey. Jennifer Bruce, welcome, and I hope to see you again soon. EGB, as always, I hope to see you again. Senpai Julius was here with us last Friday and Saturday. Hypershank, Real Hell FX joined us last Saturday for our repo gameplay. Same difference technically. It was a pretty rough night for me that night. KD here, Demon Tears. Thank you all so very much. With upcoming goals getting really close, we're almost at that point of striking out towards 750. So I think I'm going to set that as a goal for us. So in the upcoming next few days, I would probably strongly suggest anybody who isn't already, make sure to join our Discord. Check out the community boards. My goal is when we hit this 1750 for subs, I would like to do nothing huge, but maybe a minor giveaway, just to show some appreciation back to the community. And honestly, we haven't really gotten to explore and really celebrate many of our milestones that we should have gotten opportunities to in the past. So I feel like as a whole, it's needed. Um, everybody, do me a kind favor. Take good care of yourselves and each other. Have an awesome weekend. Tomorrow night, I'll be back with some repo. Um, and then I would say by Wednesday, by just before our stream tomorrow evening or Sunday morning, I'll have something up to see what people would like to see come next Friday. Uh, take good care, and I'll catch you all later.